Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2. Complete 72 shlokas explained. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 name Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means path of knowledge or yoga of wisdom. This chapter is very important in the Gita. From here, Lord Krishna begins his true teaching to Arjuna. In this chapter, he explains the immortality of the soul, duty dharma, karma yoga, janana yoga and similar topics. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shloka 1 Sanjay Uvach Tan tatha karipayavishtamashruपूर्णा कुलेक्षणम् Vishidantamidam vakyamuvach Madhusudanah. Essence: in this verse, Sanjaya tells Dhritarashtra that Arjuna, overwhelmed with compassion, with eyes filled with tears, sunk into deep sorrow and was unable to fight. Seeing him in such despair, Madhusudana, Lord Krishna, began his divine teaching. This marks the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita's spiritual discourse. Bhagavad Gita Adhyay 2 Shlok 2 Shri Bhagwanuvach कुतस्त्वा कश्मलमिदं विश्मे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यं कीर्तिक्रमर्जुन. Essence: Lord Krishna said to Arjuna, this weakness does not suit you. It goes against your duty, and it destroys your honor and glory. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 3 क्लैब्यमास्म गमः पार्थ नैतत्वयुपपद्यते क्षुद्र हृदय दौर्बल्य त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परंतप. Essence: Lord Shri Krishna said to Arjun, O Arjuna, do not yield to this weakness, it does not suit you. Such cowardice is unworthy of a warrior like you. Give up this petty faint-heartedness and rise, O destroyer of foes. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 4 Arjun Uvach Katha Bhishmamha Sankhye Drona Cha Madhusudan Ishubhyah Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Vrisudan. Essence: Arjuna said, O Krishna, how can I fight Bhishma and Drona with arrows in battle? They are my revered teachers and elders. To fight against them feels impossible and improper to me. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 5 Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavan Shreyo bhoktum bhakshyam pihloke Hatvarth kamastu guruni hai Bhunjiya bhogan rudhir pradigdhan. Essence: Arjuna said to Krishna, it is better to live in this world by begging than to kill my revered teachers. Any wealth obtained after killing them would be tainted with their blood. Such a life would only be sinful and sorrowful. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 6 Na chaitad vidmah katarno gariyo Yadva jayem yadi vano jayayuah Yanev hatva na jiji vishamah Tevasthitah pramukhe dhartarashtrah. Essence: Arjuna is unsure whether victory or defeat is better. He feels no joy in killing his own relatives. Both outcomes of war seem painful and meaningless. His mind is filled with confusion and despair. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 7 Karpanya doshopahata svabhavah Prichhami tva dharma sammudchetah Yachreha syanishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteha shadhi ma tva prapannam. Sarash: Arjuna confesses his weakness and inner despair. He admits confusion about his duty and righteousness. Surrenders to Krishna as his true Guru. Requests guidance for the highest good. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 Shlok 8 Nahi prapashyami mamapnudyat Yachok mushyanuchoshamindriyana अवाप्य भूमावस्पत्नमृद्ध राज्य सुराणांपि चाधिपत्यम। Essence: Arjuna's grief is weakening his senses. He sees no remedy to remove it. Even vast earthly kingdom cannot cure it. Not even divine rulership can end his sorrow. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 9. Sanjay Uvach Evmuktva Hrishikesha Gudakesha Parantap न योत्स्य इति गोविंद मुक्त्वा तूष्णी बभूव। Essence: Arjuna told Krishna, I will not fight. After saying this, he sat silent before Govinda. Sanjaya narrated this to King Dhritarashtra. It shows Arjuna's deep inner turmoil. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 10. तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रहसन्निव भारत सेन्योरुभ्योर मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः। Essence: Arjuna sat in sorrow between the two armies. Rishikesha, Lord Krishna, observed him. With compassion and a gentle smile, he began to speak. This marks the beginning of the Gita's teachings. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 11. अशोचानन वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादाश्च भाष्ये गतासून्दतासूश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः। Essence: Krishna tells Arjuna that he grieves for those who do not deserve grief. Though he speaks wise words, his sorrow is misplaced. The wise do not lament for the living or the dead. True wisdom sees beyond life and death. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 12. न त्वेवाह जातु नासन न त्व नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम। Essence: Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings. Likewise, never shall we cease to exist in the future. The soul is eternal and beyond birth or death. Krishna emphasizes immortality of the self. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 13. देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनजरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति। Essence: Just as the soul passes through childhood, youth, and old age in this body, similarly it moves on to another body after death. This is the natural journey of the soul. The wise are not deluded by this change. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 14. मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमापायनो नित्यास्तान् स्थितिक्षस्व भारत। Essence: O son of Kunti, sense contacts give rise to cold, heat, pleasure, and pain. They come and go, never permanent. Endure them patiently, O Bharat. Tolerance leads to wisdom and stability. In this verse, the word Bhrata appears. The meaning of the word Bhrata is one who is born in the lineage of King Bharat. Arjuna was born in the Bharat dynasty of the lunar race, Chandravamsa. Therefore, Lord Krishna addressed Arjuna as Bhrata, respectfully reminding him of his noble heritage and family honor. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 15. यहि न व्यथ्यन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःख सुखं धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते। Essence: O best among men, one who is not disturbed by pleasure or pain, who remains steady and calm in both situations. Such a wise and patient person becomes fit for immortality, liberation. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 16. नास्तो विद्यते भावो नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दरिष्टोन्तस्त्वन्योस्ततत्वदर्शिभिः। Essence: The unreal body, material world, has no permanence. The real soul eternal truth never perishes. The wise discern the difference between both. Therefore, focus on the eternal, not the temporary. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 17. Avinashi tu tadviddhi yen sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham vyayasyasya na kaschit kartumarhati. Essence: the soul is eternal and indestructible. It pervades the entire creation. No one can destroy it. The body perishes, but the soul is everlasting. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 18. अंतवंत इमे देहा नित्यस्योक्ता है शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत. Essence: Lord Krishna tells A. Arjuna, the body is perishable, but the soul is eternal. The soul is indestructible and immeasurable. Therefore, A. Arjuna, rise and fight for righteousness. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 19. य एन वेत्ति हंतारं यश्चैन मन्यते हतम उभौ तो न विजानीतो नाय हंति न हन्यते. Essence: Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, he who thinks the soul kills or is killed is ignorant. The soul neither slays nor can it be slain. Therefore, Arjuna, give up delusion and fight for dharma. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचि नाय भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Essence: the soul is never born and never dies. It never ceases to exist nor is born again. It is unborn, eternal, everlasting, and ancient. Even when the body is destroyed, the soul remains untouched. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 21. Vedavinashina nitya ya enamjmavyayam kathan sa purusha parth kan ghatyati hanti kam. Essence: the soul is eternal, unborn, and indestructible. It neither kills nor can it be killed. One who realizes this truth sees no slayer or slain. True knowledge removes the illusion of death. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 22. Vasansi जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरो प्राणी तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णा न्यान्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. Essence: the body is temporary, like clothes. The soul discards the old body and takes a new one. Death is not the end but a change of form. The soul remains eternal and untouched. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 23. नैन छिंदन्ति शस्त्राणि नैन दहति पावकः न चैन क्लेद्यन्त्यापो न शोष्यति मारुतः. Essence: the soul cannot be cut by weapons. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be wetted by water, nor dried by the wind. The soul is eternal. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 24. अच्छेद्योयम दाह्योयम क्लेद्यो शोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतः स्थानोर्चलोय सनातनः. Essence: the soul cannot be cut, burned, wetted, or dried. It is eternal and unchanging, all-pervading and immovable, the timeless, indestructible essence of existence. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 25. Avyaktah ayam achintyah ayam avikaryah ayam uchyate tasmat evam viditva enam na anushochitum arhasi. Essence: the soul is invisible and cannot be seen. It is beyond imagination and thought. It never undergoes any change. Therefore, one should not grieve for the body. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 26. अथ चैन नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वा महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि. Essence: even if you think the soul is always born and always dies, it is only the natural cycle of life. Birth and death are eternal truths, so grieving over them is unnecessary. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 27. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मात् परिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Essence: for the born, death is certain, and for the dead, rebirth is inevitable. This is the law of nature, unchangeable. So grieving is meaningless. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 28. अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना. Essence: beings are unseen at the beginning, unmanifest. In life, they remain manifest for some time. After death, they return to the unmanifest state. Thus, appearance and disappearance are temporary. The soul is eternal, only the body perishes. Therefore, there is no need to grieve over death. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 29. आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद्वत्ति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैन्मन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येन वेद न चैव कश्चित्. Essence: the soul is truly wondrous and mysterious. Some behold it with amazement, others hear of it with wonder. Many strive to understand it deeply. Yet even after hearing, many fail to grasp its reality. The self remains beyond ordinary comprehension. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 30. Dehi nityam vadhyoyan dehe sarvasya bharat तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Essence: the soul is eternal. It does not perish with the body. The same soul dwells in all being. Death belongs only to the body. Hence, grief is unnecessary. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 31. Swadharmampi चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्म्याद्धि युद्धात् श्रेयोन्यत् क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते. Essence: everyone has their own duty, swadharma. For a warrior, righteous war is the highest duty. Protecting righteousness is a sign of true courage. Abandoning duty leads to dishonor. Selfless performance of duty brings true welfare. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 32. Yadrichaya choppannam स्वर्गद्वारं पावृतम् सुखिनः क्षत्रियाः पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम्. Essence: a warrior's duty is to fight for righteousness. Such battles come naturally, without seeking. They open the gates of heaven. Fortunate are the Kshatriyas who face such wars. Arjuna is reminded of his sacred duty. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 33. अथ चेत्त्वमिम धर्मे संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापं वाप्स्यसि. Essence: Arjuna is reminded of his warrior duty. Refusing battle means neglecting dharma. Dharma is higher than personal emotions. Avoiding duty brings dishonor. Dishonor leads to sin and downfall. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 34. Akirti chapi bhutani kathishanti te vyaya sambhavitasya chakirtiya marnatirichyate. Essence: For a warrior, honor is greater than life itself. Avoiding duty leads only to disgrace. That dishonor lives on forever among people. For the respected, dishonor is worse than death. Hence, Arjuna must fight and fulfill his dharma. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 35. भयाद्रणादु परतम मनस्यन्ते त्वा महार्था है येषा च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्. Essence: if you retreat, people will call you a coward. Great warriors will criticize and mock you. Those who once honored you will see you as weak. Respect will turn into dishonor and insult. For a warrior, disgrace is worse than death. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 36. अवाच्यवादांश्च बहुन्वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिता है निंदन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरन्नु किम. Essence: enemies will mock and insult you. They will question your strength and courage. For a warrior, honor is greater than life. Dishonor is more painful than death. Abandoning duty leads to true defeat. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 37. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे मही तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृत निश्चयः. Essence: Krishna motivates Arjuna to act without fear. Death in righteous war leads to heaven. Victory brings worldly enjoyment. Both outcomes are beneficial for a warrior. Hence, Arjuna should fight with firm resolve. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 38. सुख दुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभो जया जया ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापं वाप्स्यसि. Essence: Krishna advises Arjuna to maintain balance in all situations. Happiness and sorrow should be seen equally. Gain or loss, victory or defeat, all are temporary. One should perform duty without attachment. Such equanimity frees a person from sin. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 39. एषा ते भिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमा श्रेणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्म बंधन प्रहास्यसि. Essence: Krishna explains the wisdom of both knowledge, Sankhya, and Yoga. Actions should be performed with intellect and understanding. Detachment in performing duties frees one from bondage. Attachment to results leads to karma binding. Wisdom applied in action leads to liberation. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 40. नेहाभिक्रमना शोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भया. Essence: in this path of selfless action, karma yoga, no effort is ever lost. Any spiritual attempt, even if incomplete, is permanently credited. There is no adverse result or negative reaction from this divine work. There is no risk of failure or sin, even if the work is imperfectly performed. Even a little practice of this righteous duty protects one from the great fear of the cycle of birth and death. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 41. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेके कुरुनंदन बहुशाखा ह्यनंताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिना. Essence: focused determination leads to success in spiritual pursuit. The wise have a single-pointed goal, self-realization. The undecided mind keeps wandering among countless desires. Discipline and clarity bring inner strength. Krishna urges Arjuna to develop firm and steady wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, श्लोका 42 यामिमा पुष्पिता वाचं प्रवदन्त्य विपश्चितः वेदवादर्ताः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः। Essence: people attached to rituals praise the flowery words of the Vedas. They seek only worldly pleasures and heavenly rewards. Such minds are distracted from true spiritual knowledge. They believe there is nothing beyond rituals and material gains. Krishna warns Arjuna to rise above such limited understanding. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 43 कामात्मानः स्वर्गप्रा जन्म कर्म फल प्रदान क्रिया विशेष बहुला भोगैश्वर्यक्ति प्रति। Essence: those driven by desires see heaven as the highest goal. They perform rituals seeking rewards. Their minds dwell on pleasure and power. They remain trapped in worldly enjoyment. True wisdom stays beyond their reach. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 44 भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्ताना तया परिच्चेत्सा व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते। Essence: attachment to pleasure and wealth distracts the mind. Such desires disturb spiritual focus. Firm resolve for liberation fades away. Greed and delusion destroy meditation. Only self-control brings steady wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 45 त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निद्वंद्वो नित्य सत्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान। Essence: the Vedas deal with the three modes of material nature. Arjuna should rise above these three modes. Stay free from dualities, pleasure and pain. Remain steady in goodness. Be self-realized and unattached. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 46 यावानर्थ उद्पाने सर्वतः संप्लुतोदके तावान सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः। Essence: the Vedas serve many purposes, but knowledge of the self fulfills them all. Just as a large lake renders a small well unnecessary, spiritual wisdom transcends ritual needs. The wise person sees beyond limited scriptures. True realization gives complete understanding. Knowledge of the Supreme encompasses all knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 47 कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि। Essence: focus on your actions, not on the results. Do your duty with dedication and without expectation. Don't let success or failure affect your effort. Perform work as a selfless service. True peace comes from detachment from results. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 48 योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समत्व योग उच्यते। Essence: stay balanced in every situation. Perform your duty without attachment. Don't be disturbed by success or failure. True yoga is maintaining inner balance. Equanimity is the path to peace and perfection. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 49 दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनंजय बुद्धो शरण मनविच कृपणाः फलहेतवः। Essence: action done with desire for results is inferior. Work done with a balanced mind is noble. True wisdom lies in selfless action. Perform your duty without attachment to results. Those craving for rewards are truly pitiable. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 50. बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद्योगा युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम. Essence: a wise person performs actions with a steady and balanced mind. Such a person gives up attachment to both good and bad results. True yoga lies in working skillfully and selflessly. Balance of mind is the key to perfect action. Yoga is excellence in action, the art of doing without attachment. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 51. Karmajam buddhiyukta hi phalan tyaktva manishinah janma bandhvinirmuktah padam gachanti namayam. Essence: the wise act with intelligence and detachment. They give up attachment to the results of their deeds. Such people are free from the cycle of birth and death. Their actions do not bind them to worldly results. They reach the peaceful and eternal state. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 52. Yada te mohkalilam buddhir vyatitrishyati tada gantasi nirvedan shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Essence: when the intellect crosses the darkness of delusion, wisdom shines. The person becomes free from ignorance and confusion. He loses interest in what is heard and what remains to be heard. Outer knowledge no longer binds him. It marks the dawn of inner awakening and peace. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 53. श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्नाते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समाधावचला बुद्धिस्तदा योगम वाप्स्यसि. Essence: the mind gets confused by different teachings. When intellect becomes steady and calm, confusion ends. True wisdom shines in a peaceful mind. This steady state is called meditation or samadhi. In that state, one attains true yoga, union with the divine. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 54. Arjun Uvach. स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्थस्य केशव स्थितधियः की प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत कीम. Essence: Arjuna asks Lord Krishna, O Keshava, what are the marks of a man of steady wisdom? How does he speak, sit, and move about in the world? What is the behavior of one whose mind is established in equilibrium? This question seeks the nature of a self-realized soul. Krishna begins to describe such a person in the following verses. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 55. Shri Bhagwanuvach. Prajhati yada kaman sarvan parth manoktan atmanevatmana tushtah sthitapragyastadochyate. Essence: true peace arises when all desires are given up. Real joy is found within the self. External pleasures are temporary, inner bliss is eternal. One who is content in the self is truly wise. Such a person is called a sthitaprajana, one of steady wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 56. दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नं नाह सुखेषु विक्तस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर मुनिरुच्यते. Essence: a wise person stays calm in joy and sorrow. He is not disturbed by pain nor attached to pleasure. Free from attachment, fear, and anger, he is steady in wisdom. Inner peace is his true nature. Real happiness lies in detachment. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 57. यह सर्वत्रान्भिस्नेहस्तत्तत् प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Essence: the wise remain unattached in all situations. They see good and bad with equal vision. Neither delight nor hatred arises in them. Their mind stays calm and steady. Such a person is called a Sthitaprajana, one of steady wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 58. Yada sanharte chayam kurmunganiv sarvashah. Indriyanindriyarthebhyastasya pragya pratisthita. Essence: a wise person controls the senses like a tortoise withdrawing its limbs. True self-control is turning inward, away from worldly temptations. Such restraint strengthens inner wisdom. The senses no longer disturb one's peace. This is the mark of a steady and realized mind. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 59. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. Rasvarja rasopyasya paran drishtva nivartate. Essence: sense objects withdraw from one who restrains the senses. Yet the subtle desire for them remains. When one realizes the Supreme, even that desire ends. True detachment comes through divine vision. Seeing God removes all inner cravings. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 60y. Yatto hyapi kaunte purushasya vipaschitah. Indriyani pramathini haranti prasbham manah. Essence: the senses are powerful and restless. Even the wise can be swayed by them. Controlling the mind is difficult but essential. Constant practice brings steadiness. Mastery over senses leads to peace and wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 61. Tani sarvani sanyamay yukt asit matparah. Vashe hi yasyendriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. Essence: control of the senses is the root of true wisdom. The mind should be focused on Lord Krishna. When the senses are restrained, peace arises within. Without discipline, wisdom cannot remain steady. Devotion and self-control bring mental stability. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 62. Dhyayato vishyan pulsah sangasteshu jayate. Sangat sanjayate kamah kamat krodho bhijayate. Essence: constant thinking of sense objects creates attachment. Attachment gives rise to desires. Unfulfilled desires lead to anger. Anger destroys peace and wisdom. True peace comes by focusing the mind on the divine. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 63. Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhramah. Smriti bhranshad buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashati. Essence: anger gives rise to delusion. Delusion clouds memory and awareness. When memory fails, intellect is lost. The loss of intellect leads to downfall. Victory lies in conquering anger through wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 64. Ragadvesh vyuktastu vishyanindri ashcharan. Atmavashar vidheyatma prasad madhigachati. Essence: freedom from attachment and aversion brings balance. A wise person controls the senses and stays calm. Such self-control leads to true inner peace. Real wisdom lies in staying steady amidst pleasure and pain. Peace arises naturally from discipline and devotion. 2. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 65. Prasade sarvaduakhana hanirasyopjayate. Prasannachetso hyashu buddhyah paryavtishthate. Essence: when the mind is peaceful, sorrow disappears. A calm heart brings steady wisdom. Serenity is the foundation of true knowledge. Freedom from anger and attachment brings joy. Peace is the fruit of devotion and self-control. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 66. Nasti buddhiryuktasya na chayuktasya bhavna, na chabhavyatah shantirshantasya kutah sukham. Essence: the undisciplined mind cannot have steady wisdom. Without focus, meditation is impossible. Without meditation, peace cannot exist. And without peace, happiness is impossible. True joy comes from discipline, devotion, and inner calm. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 67. Indriyana hi charta yanmano nuvidhyate, tadasya harti pragya vayurnavmikan riv. Essence: uncontrolled senses distract the mind. Attachment destroys clarity. When mind follows senses, wisdom collapses. Self-control brings peace. Peace opens the door to true wisdom. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 68. Tasmadyasya mahabaho, nigrihitani sarvashah, indriyanindriyarthebhyas tasya pragya pratisthita. Essence: sense control is the foundation of wisdom. Attachments disturb clarity. Discipline creates a steady mind. Inner calm brings true understanding. Mastery of senses leads to mastery of life. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 69. Ya nisha sarvabhutana tasya jagarti sanyami, yasya jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneha. Essence: what appears like darkness to the world is light for the wise. The self-controlled sage remains awake in inner awareness. What the world values is insignificant to an awakened mind. A yogi walks the opposite path of common people. Real awakening happens within, not outside. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 70. Apuryamanam achal pratishtham, samudram apah pravishanti yadvat, tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve, sa shantim apnoti na kamkami. Essence: a wise person stays steady even when desires arise. Like the ocean remains full despite rivers entering it. Desires may come, but he is not disturbed. Such detachment leads to true peace. One who chases desires never attains peace. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 71. Vihaya kamanyah sarvan pumascharti nihaspriha, nirmamo nirhankarah sa shantim dhigachati. Essence: peace comes to the one who gives up all desires. He lives without any craving. He drops the sense of this is mine. Free from ego, he moves with clarity. Such a person alone attains supreme peace. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shlok 72. Esha brahmi sthitiyah parth naina prapya vimuhyati, sthitvasyamant kalepi brahma nirvan mrichhati. Essence: this is the supreme state of spiritual wisdom. One who reaches it is never deluded again. The mind remains peaceful and steady. Staying in this state until life's end leads to liberation. Even in the final moment, this realization grants Brahma Nirvana. To hear daily Bhagavad Gita shlokas with meaning, subscribe now. If you liked this shloka, please like and share with loved ones. Jai Shri Krishna.